What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Ashley Marie, the Queen Leo. This time, I'm coming to you guys outside. I'm outside on the front. Oh, no, on the back porch. I'm on the front. Anyway, look, I'm going to talk to y'all today. Just talk. It's Sunday, and we're supposed to go to the beach, but the way God set it up was that we're not going because it's raining. And we normally would go because it rains. It doesn't matter. But Milo's skinny. So when it's like cold, if it's not enough heat going on out here, if it's like what? Let me look it up for y'all. Weather. The weather, if it's not good, then yeah. So Honolulu, boom, 78. Not good enough. So anyway, I'm coming to y'all because I'm setting off what I talked about in the gym. Now I'm outside. So outside, it seems to bring me joy now that I can come outside and I can be one with nature and I can figure out my life. So I want to talk about understanding yourself before you try to love someone else. Let's talk about that. Growth. So I don't know. I'm not here to be nobody's specialist or tell people what to do or feel how they feel or whatever. But I'm starting to see a lot of young people work towards their self more than building something with a family or something like that, which is pretty awesome. I wish that I was taught that. I was taught when I was younger that family. Well, what I looked at. Okay, so let's run it back. When I say of growth within yourself or dealing with yourself or being better or like not trying to rush into certain things in your life, that includes friendship, relationship, workship, whatever. You have to take time to figure out where you're at. So I'll be honest. I'll be open right now. So one of the places that, okay, so let's run it back. When I came in the military, I thought that I was getting married for the right reasons or whatever the case may be. But to fast forward it, I want to say, I was like 27, 28. And in the process of me leaving from being a drill sergeant to going to Germany, I just had so much going on that my problems were buried in liquor. I'm telling y'all, like, I talked to somebody the other day. I texted somebody the other day from Germany when we were there. And I was like, I don't drink Hennessy no more because that's all we drunk. We drunk Hennessy like every day. When we have parties, I was always making the Hennessy margarita type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that I was the Hennessy connoisseur. If that's I think that's how you say it. But look, fast forward, the reason why I'm saying I'm very proud of the younger generation right now in certain situations, emotionally and mentally, is because at the end of the day, you all are placing yourself first. Us in the millennial generation, in a sense, I guess you would say, whatever, we are more so chasing the bag. We're chasing the bag, we're chasing the family, we're chasing this, we're chasing that. But you all are like, nah, I'm not doing that. And I'm not settling for that. Like type deal. Like, so in a sense where that generation is doing more, a lot of them is they're getting after it, and I'm very proud of you. But I think that where I messed up is when, like, around 28 is when I look back on my life because I started getting therapy. And when I got therapy, I'm like, dang, I'm always angry, I'm always mad, I hate the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was hating people for what they've done to me. But if you never talked about it to the people, how did they know they did it to you? Do they really know how they hurt you? What if they have trauma? What if this is how they express themselves, or this is how they talk, or whatever the case may be? So within therapy, there was times where you would look at yourself and you'd be like, was it really that serious? Was that situation that serious? So fast forward to now where I'm about to be 35. So like almost 9 to 8 years later in that time frame, I have changed. And I'm not calm. I'm calm, but I'm still working on being calmer. All right. Milo will let y'all know that, like, when he does ignorant stuff, I'll set it off. And everybody in the home knows to be quiet. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, I don't mean to, but some things I take, like I said, I'm going to always revert back to Milo when I say certain things. Because, like I said, I go off on certain situations because at the end of the day, he has to understand that somebody is not going to be as lenient in a sense, right? You know, in this world's going to eat you up and swallow you. You know what I mean? So back to topic. When I'm talking about like therapy, growth, seeing the younger generation putting themselves first, never settling, never, hey, I don't like that job. So they're not going to do it. Like that's just them. And that I love that for them, the ones that are doing it. But I did not figure that piece of me out, like I said, until I started going to therapy. I had to work through things before I should be like, oh, well, yeah, I don't have to be that type of wife, or I don't have to be that type of girlfriend. I don't have to have nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I embraced life. Like I was like, oh, I'm good. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I love when I love hard. And that's the problem. People take you loving hard for weakness. You know what I mean? And then y'all, let's talk about it. Then like they see you doing good and they want to spin the block. There's no spinning the block. That ship has sailed in life. Like people have to understand that you can't continue, you know, unless it's meant to be. I'm a big believer. Some things aren't meant to be, some things are meant to be. But you have to understand that you have to put yourself first, and you have to understand that some things that you've been through, you're like, nah, I'm not gonna settle for that. You had your chance, you let it go. You know what I mean? So that is my first thing I wanted to say. I'm very proud of this generation in regards to their growth, their peace, their understanding, and placing themselves first. So now getting deeper into me, right? So once I did the therapy, once I tried to figure out what I was looking for to fix within me, some of it started working. Some of it didn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Therapy wasn't everything. You know, there was some digging that I had to dig down and close out within myself. So with that, with closing some things out, I did it. I'll be honest with you, one of the things I didn't close out until last Christmas. But with that, and I say this to say that, you know, is that at the end of the day, when people apologize, they don't apologize for you, they apologize for themselves. And it is what it is. So I had to move past. So I'll give y'all an example. I had to move past. All right. So part of the childhood that, you know, the childhood trauma, I guess you want to say, I had to move past. Like I told y'all, I was giving up. So I was giving up when I was younger. And then I lost my foster mom. You know, she passed away when I was with her. Then you move on to 12, 13. My uncle drowned in the water. I was with him, you know, and you hear the trauma when you have to tell your grandma, like, oh, she lost her son. You know what I'm saying? Type deal. Like, that stuff is crazy. And we're going to have to run it back. I'm going to run another story on that, y'all. I'll be here all night. But that was that. And then when I thought I was grown with my foster dad, he had a new wife or whatever. And I was like, I can do this, whatever. Like, you buck up to him like, hey, what's up? Like, I'm thinking I'm a man in a sense, and I'm not. And my dad knocked me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing at it now, but when you was in the moment, like, oh, you thought you was grown, huh? Okay. But see, again, y'all gonna think people will say it's abuse or something like that, but it wasn't. I thought I was a man, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't grown. I'm what, 11? Not even? But then that's another set of the trauma. But let's run it back real quick. So after my foster mother died, that's when my real mother came in my life and just took me away from everything that I knew. Because she says the environment wasn't good. Okay, whatever you say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to come back into my life, but you should have eased it. But they did. But everybody has a reason. Everybody has a story to why this person should never came and taken me. But, whatever. That's nowhere in the there. That's something I dealt with. But then, okay, we fast forward. I thought that was grown. My dad knocked me out. He was like, oh, you can get out. If you so grown, my sister was home on leave from the military. And she was like, yo, I'm finna fight you, bro. You don't do that to my sister. Whatever. Right. This is my father's sister. But that's my dog. Like, that's my sister. That's water is thicker than blood. Let's talk about that. But so then we have that. And then, so that was that. And then, so that meant that I was gone to the state. So I was gone to the state. I'm giving y'all bits and pieces because I got to bring it all together for y'all. So then that meant that I was gone back to the state, which was, I was part of Virginia, the state of Virginia. I was their property pretty much. this lady was going to take care of me. Her name was Lisa. But let's check this out. You know, couldn't do it no more, whatever. You know, I was going through stuff on probation type deal. So then you fast forward it, I went to a group home, and it's called United Methodist Family Services, and I was in Richmond. And great, man. You know, if more people took care of others like they did, then I think that the world would be a better place. And I'm not advocating for them, but I'm just saying, for me, that's what I needed. And when I went there, you know, they put you on medicine, you know, you therapy and whatever. But this was another part of the trauma. Okay. Let's say this. I've dealt with all my trauma, y'all. Things I've done, things that's been done to me, things that I had no control of. I think my biggest issue that I have is that people don't understand how many times you got to take it on the chin. Like, just take it. Just take it. Just whatever. Like, I got there. I was scared. Bunch of girls. Like, it's a 3 to 4 to a room. I think it was 3. Can't remember. But my homies was Brenda, Bianca. No, Brenda and Bianca. Brittany, Bianca, Savannah. I remember we wasn't rocking tight at first or whatever. You know, it's girls. There's a bunch of girls in one area, and it's a lot. Different personalities, whatever. Brenda, she was from Richmond. Bianca was from Charlottesville. Bianca, God rest her soul, she passed away real young. She passed away like 20 something of cancer. That was my girl. Like, yeah. And then you have it like up here, you can see the cars running. And then you have Brenda, which I haven't talked to her in a long time. But, okay, then you have the ladies. One lady, she's from Ghana, that's in charge of us. Another lady, she from Richmond. She cool, she from Southside. Like, she ain't playing with us. She gonna, like, bring us back together. But I will tell you that them ladies took care of me. Always make sure my hair was done. Always make sure that, you know, all of us, not just me. But me, I was the black girl in a sense. So you need to make sure your hair is good. Whatever. So then you fast forward, and then they like, hey, you know, this is your treatment plan for like a year. And then, because I think I was like 13, about to be 14. So they like, your treatment plan, if you want to be, you know, a foster family, or you stay here until you graduate out of this program. So long story short, I'm like, I want a family, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have my family, I want a family. So fast forward to that, but in this program, hold on, before you pick your family, in this program, they asked my mother to do therapy with me, my real mom. She didn't do it. So whatever. That's cool. You know, blame me. That's fine. Take it on the chin. Ashley takes it on the chin. Fast forward. First foster family I went to, there was church. I said, oh, no, I can't do the church. But fast forward, they're great people. You know, the one lady, the Reverend, she passed away, but she loves her some me. And I really appreciate that. So fast forward to my foster mom, which is my mom, Mom Leori. That's my dog. That's, you know, I gave her time because, again, like I tell y'all, that trauma that you deal with growing up, and it could be the littlest things, you know what I'm saying? Anything, certain things can be trauma to where it bothers you, the way that you function, the way that you talk, the way that you move, certain things, whatever. But long story short, I did everything I was supposed to do. Everything was great, you know what I'm saying? Like, she took me as her own and ran with it. And never looked back since. You know, we had our times. Don't get me wrong. I was hard-headed. I'm not going to say I was in the streets like that. I wasn't in the streets, you know, doing what most do. But I was out there. Like, I just thought I was grown. I just wanted to be with everybody else, you know, and do what others do, but not with her. She didn't play that. I wasn't nowhere. That country, I was in the country, so it won't nothing happening. So then, go to graduate. I got a full ride. Excuse me. This raining, y'all. So, you know, rain makes sleep. So, long story short, I got a full ride to Virginia State University. Went for the first year, messed up, didn't play with it. Then I got a job. I was working like 2 jobs, went through stuff. Couldn't go into the Army the first time. So then I finally got into the Army, and that was it. So for me to say that, to give y'all this little quick synopsis, all I'm saying is people expect the strong ones to always take it on the chin. They think that everything is meant, strong person could take it. You could take it. You could take it. You could take it. But eventually, when does that strong person sit down and have somebody else to take it for him or her? That's what I'm trying to understand. So with this journey that I'm expressing to y'all, what I'm telling y'all is, again, from the beginning, I'll give y'all a quick summary, is that I'm very proud of the younger generation because they place themselves first, mentally, emotionally, physically, and stuff like that. Like it's crazy. Like, I'm just saying, hold on, y'all. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. So, long story short, I just want us to look at each other and start hold us accountable. Like, hey, sometimes you can't be the strong friend. Sometimes you can't be the strong partner. Sometimes you can't be the strong one for everybody else. Sometimes you got to stop and look and see where it is that you need help. Because with me, I get snappy fast sometimes. But that means I'm overwhelmed. I'm not being understood, or certain things getting misinterpreted. So then I'm gonna get mad. I'm like, well, you're not listening. Like, whatever. So in closing, and I'm saying in closing because I just want y'all to know a little about me and how we gonna get through these next scenarios or these next conversations. I can't expect anybody to know my story because I don't put my story out there, and I don't choose to put my story out there. But I'm here. I'm always going to harbor on the kids that are in the system. Kids that are in the system, people give up on them so fast. And they don't have to, because that one mistake is a mistake. And they need more help. They need more understanding. They need more love. But again, let's run it back in the sense of more love. The older generation didn't know how to love us. But now we learning how to love the proper way. We don't want to be like our past. Because some things, like, yes, even when it comes to, I use my own example, there's some things that I have to be like, oh, well, my dad would not play that. But okay. All right. I'll let that slide. Whatever. So on this journey, we're going to continue to have what? Growth. What? We going to have what? Growth. And what else we going to have? Patience. What else we going to have? Understanding. What else we going to do? Work on ourselves, because we can't love anybody properly without working on ourselves. We can't be who we want to be if inside is not fixed. Outside can look great, but that inside is raw. When I say raw, that inside is dirty, nasty. I can't say that for me. I'm just trying to give you my journey. My inside good. I'm gonna tell y'all something. One thing about me, right now, about to be 35 on this journey, I'm good. I am so good. I understand what the older people used to say and stuff like that in regards to, like, you ain't got it. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't for you. So y'all got to let these people go. Y'all got to say a prayer and ask God, say, dear Lord, we just ask you to take those people that are not meant to be in my life out of my life. When you stop caring and you stop giving them, guess what? People start falling. And you be shocked who falls. But guess what? You still good. God got you. I'm just telling y'all that. So on this journey, I want y'all to tune into my stories, because I got some juicy stories for y'all. But I'm gonna hold those out for a little bit. But again, I'm here for y'all. So understand that trauma can push off to somebody else. That inside, if it's not good to go, that rawness, that dirtiness, can push off to somebody else. So what you have to do is work on yourself. It's okay. It's okay to say, hey, I need some help. Okay, it's okay to say I'm not ready. It's okay to say it wasn't for me. So look, we just all got to be honest with ourselves. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I lost out on a lot of things. But if I didn't lose out on those things, I wouldn't have what I got right now. I'm telling y'all, this journey is not for the weak. So all I can say is have understanding, have patience, and say that prayer to our Heavenly Father and say, dear Lord, I ask you to remove what is not for me. And guess what? Everything that's not for you, it leaves. It leaves. But it's your girl, Ash Marie the Queen Leo. Stay tuned for my next episode because I got y'all. And I'm going to be real with y'all. Again, it's your girl that keeps it real. Some people ain't going to keep it real with you. Yes, I want this to touch people. Yes, I want people to understand that I'm motivated. I'm hungry. I want to keep doing this. I'm here for y'all. If I have a story that can help and touch somebody, I hope that it works out. But it's your girl, Ash Marie, the Queen Leo. And I hope that y'all have an amazing day. Peace.